Alright, since I'm live, if you guys can hear me, please let me know. We will get started, but I am very excited for tonight's race. We are at Bristol for a night race during the playoffs. It should be absolutely awesome, hopefully chaotic, and hopefully a lot of fun. So definitely looking forward to it. Yes, this is the first live stream from the new place. I am now in Florida, so lots to be excited about tonight. I see the chat's already quite busy, so let people roll in. Let me know if you guys can hear me. We will get this going. Not sure how many we'll have tonight, just because, UFC is going on this time. We have football, college football going on. I think Alabama's playing Florida, I think of all people, I believe. So, although, for the few people that do show up today, I do appreciate it. This might be the last NASCAR live stream of the year, because I don't believe we have any more Saturday night races. And I'm not doing a NASCAR stream during football. So, if this is the last one, it was a very fun season. But obviously, we'll still be doing the videos throughout the rest of the playoffs. See. What's up, Dude? What's up, FE? What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Nick? What's up, Eric? What's up, everybody? Spread's here. Spread was the first one in chat. What's up, man? Nick says, anyone aware who's going to the back? If anyone, I don't believe anyone went to the back. I know Truex failed once, but then he passed on the second time around. So, as of right now, I think we are good, but I'm sure Dude will let us know. Always got to have a wrenchman handy. What's up, Brian? Ryan says, all the playoff drivers pass tech. All right. Well, since that is the case, I really don't care about anyone else going to the rear for the most part, because there's plenty of laps to make that up. What's up, JB? What's up, Troy? Chris Osmond says, I have about as much confidence in my lineups as I do Andy staying sober tonight. Oh, man. And Andy's at a wedding, so for those of you that don't know that, that means the confidence is quite low. Dude says, as of 2 hours ago, all playoff cars through on first or second time here at Bristol. Left to go on second time are Aston Dillon, MDB, Briscoe, Custer, and a bunch of scrubs. So don't think we have an issue there. Let's see. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a very hard time building like a single entry lineup this week. It's very hard. Like there's so many drivers up top that I think look really good. You can make a case for Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Elliott, Logano. Maybe not Truex, but it is very, very tough up top this weekend. That is for sure. Eric says, a playoff night race at Bristol. Life is good. Yeah, it's going to be a good race tonight. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Joel says, Chris in the house. What's up, Joel? Nice to have you here, my man. Keiko says, hi. What's up, Keiko? Wyatt says, what's up, homie? Nice to have you here, Wyatt. Haven't seen you in a while, I don't think, in here, so. What's up, man? Hopefully all is doing well for you. I know you've been crushing it so far this season. I feel like every time I look at the lug nut, you're up top. Boldy says, no one in the back yet. Yep, not that I know of as of right now. Let's see. Kiko says, with 4 separate lineups, I entered 4 times in a $10,000 contest. Oh, yes. First, I thought you meant like the entry fee was $10,000. I was like, my goodness. But, all right. What kind of lineups you got, Kiko? Who's your highest owned driver? As of right now, my current highest owned driver is Kyle Larson. I'm sure most of you are probably the same way. I'm just kind of building around the Larson, Hamlin, Kyle Busch combinations, which I realize those are the 3 most expensive drivers, but at a track like Bristol, I want the guys that I think are going to dominate the most because it doesn't matter what their price tag is, because if they lead 200, 300 laps, I mean, it doesn't matter. They can still be the best value plays in the entire slate, so I'm kind of digging low on the value this weekend. I actually have a decent amount of J.J. Yaley. If that tells you anything, I actually have like 5% of guys like Justin Haley and just the scrubs down low, which I usually don't do, but just to fit in dominators, I am doing it this weekend. I wouldn't do that in like single entry or 3 max, but if you're doing 20 lineups, even then you're kind of pushing it, but 150, I think you can make it work. Let's see. Greg says, only doing 1 lineup, Larson, Elliott, Keselowski, Bowman, Priest, and LaJoie. I think that's really good. I love Larson. I think he's going to be the main lap leader tonight. Not be surprised if he wins this race. Chase Elliott I like. Keselowski I like because of the price point. Then Bowman, Priest. Bowman's like in the same boat as Keselowski. And I've had a lot of people ask me questions on whether I prefer Bowman or Keselowski, and I'm having a very hard time deciding. Like, it's very up in the air. Like, Alex Bowman dominated like close to 100 laps, won Dover, which is kind of the bigger Bristol, if that's what you want to call it. So I think that gives me confidence in wanting to roster Bowman. And he's only $8,000. But Keselowski is very cheap too, and he won this race, one of the races last year. So it's going to be very close. Bowman has really struggled so far in the playoffs, and Keselowski, I don't know. I'm just kind of having a hard time trusting Keselowski this season. But the price tag is drawing me in. Chris says, what's up, Brother Chris? Oh, also a nice profile picture there. Me and Robin are here watching. Appreciate the stream. Thank you. Thank you and Robin for watching. I do appreciate it. JB says, what's up, Chris? What's up, JB? I saw your nice Xfinity hit last night in the Discord. I'm going to say like $1,000 some bucks, so congratulations on that. I don't think I replied to you, but I was asleep. Effie says, no, continue the NASCAR stream. I'd like to, but football is going to be on. People are going to be watching football. Like, I get it. So we probably won't be able to do any more NASCAR streams for the year, which obviously is sad, but I'll be doing the videos each and every single week, and obviously we'll be hitting it up in Discord. Effie says, still got that. Yeah. Well, the way the chair is, it's like, I don't know, there's stuff there, but it shows up invisible on the stream. I'm not sure what it is, whatever the green screen is doing. Amir says, how do you feel about Tyler Reddick? I like Reddick in tournaments. I actually bumped him up in my projections a little bit ago because I felt like I was a little bit too low on him. So I do like Reddick. I like that price tag a lot. Starting in 13th, he's the guy that is no stranger to picking up fast laps during the race. I think he could be a top 8 contender. I don't think he's going to go front and lead laps, but you don't have to at that price. Like, if he finishes top 8 and picks up, I don't know, 20, 30 fast laps, that's not bad at that price. Aaron says, screw football Sunday. Sundays are for NASCAR, and you're the only one I have any confidence in outside myself. Well, I'll still be doing videos, Aaron. Still be doing videos. Obviously, I'll still be in the Discord and all that, so I will not be stopping doing NASCAR content. Just probably not the live streams because it'll be during football Sunday. Ryan says Bowman or Chastain. I'd say Bowman is more likely to lead laps in this race. Chastain I like a lot in tournaments. I think Chastain will be a lot lower owned than Bowman because he has less name value. Although I will say the past couple of races when the playoffs started, Chastain has been a lot better than Alex Bowman. Chastain has had one of the fastest cars in the track. Like, he has brought a lot of speed. I believe it was Darlington where honestly thought he might get up front and lead some laps at some point over Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson. It didn't happen, but he was very, very fast, and I would not be surprised if he's fast again. Last year in the Xfinity Series, obviously that really doesn't translate as much as you'd like it to sometimes, but he led, I want to say 117 laps and finished in second place. I forget who he lost to, but he had a very good Xfinity race, and all his numbers in the Bristol Cup Series have been in pretty poor equipment. So, I mean, what he's done in this package this year, multiple top 5s, a lot of top 10s, some very strong numbers. I think Chastain's a very good tournament play today. And I don't think a lot of people will go there, too, just because you can get Alex Bowman right above him, which obviously there's better name value there. Russian Bot says, my man, what's up, Russian Bot? Sean the Sheep says, good luck, guys. Shout out to Sean the Sheep, by the way, in the chat. He's won the FanDuel contest, like the big contest, like thousands of dollars, 2 weeks in a row. He's only putting in like $20. It's amazing. It's an insane ROA from the guy. Hopefully he can keep it up, make it 3 times in a row here at Bristol. Eric says, what's the prize picks over under on thrown helmets? I don't know. We'd have to get that next year. I don't think they have that in there. Although if you are playing prize picks or if you're just brand new and you do want to sign up, you should use code CPEN so you get the instant deposit match. $100 deposited, $100 for free, so you have $200. But I actually like the overs on guys like Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, and Denny Hamlin. They just feel a little bit too low. My projections are quite conservative, so they're a little bit underweight on them. But I think they can all finish in the top 5, and they should lead some laps. I like the overs on those guys quite a bit. And I forget the other over I liked, but it was one of the cheaper drivers. It might have been Chastain, over 27.5. That might have been it. I had to check my article. Joe says, welcome to Hurricane Alley. Thank you. It's been actually quite rainy, although today it's been very beautiful and sunny all day, so we were at the pool. Just got back from that, actually. Thoughts on Jones versus Priest? I personally like Priest a little bit more. I have more exposure to him. I like the price tag a little bit better. I know Eric Jones was like the man at Bristol, not like the man, but he was very good at Bristol. Very strong numbers, but that was in a JGR car. 43 car obviously won't have quite the juice. We've seen that at other tracks he's been very good at. So, I mean, I like Jones. I like him enough to have a close to 20% exposure, but I do have more Ryan Priest today. Patrick says, pump for the race tonight. Go Denny. Hey, I'm rooting for Denny too. I'm planning on Denny Hamlin being my most overweight dominator today, so I'd be a big fan of Denny Hamlin doing very well tonight. He's just been so fast in this package, the fastest car. I know he's not quite as good as Bristol at guys like Kyle Larson or Kyle Busch, but obviously the upside's there for him. Oh, okay, my girlfriend wanted to say hi. So since we're finally moved in together, she wanted to be on the stream for once, so she wanted to say hi really quick.
Oops. Hi guys, good luck.
Yep, you can wish her luck in the contest too. She'll be in there, I believe. Yeah, you made it in there, right?
Yep, I made it this week.
Okay. All right. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye. There, she's been waiting to do that all year, so we finally got that done. She's usually a good luck charm. JB says, Chastain good for cash or both? I would say more so both. You could play him in cash games, but I personally am leaning for him in tournaments just because I feel like Bowman's going to be a lot chalkier. So I'd rather play Bowman in cash because I feel like he's just more likely to dominate the race. But there's more PDFs out with Chastain, but I'm leaning him more towards tournaments just because of ownership reasons. Brian says, I have a lot of Stenhouse. If I wanted to pivot, who would you suggest? Let me take a look at the sheet here, see where... So he believe he's, $7,200. Well, if you want to pivot, you have Ryan Newman right there starting 24th, one spot further back. And he actually has some decent numbers at Bristol. If you don't already have Chris Buescher, that's another guy you can get exposure to, Cole Custer. Pretty much all those guys in the 6K range are easy to pivot to, and they all have similar upside as Stenhouse. Even Bubba Wallace, if you have the extra money, I don't hate that starting at 28. It's going to be hard for him to lose any spots. And Tyler Reddick and Chastain obviously in the same kind of price range. I like getting them too. Brian says, I got a Harvick. I'm having a hard time trust Harvick. I know my optimizer really likes Harvick. It's just, I don't know, I can't really trust 2021 Harvick. I know the price is really nice, and the optimizer does like him. It's like force-fitting him into lineups. I cut him out more than it wanted me to, so we'll see. I'm still going to do another round of updates on my exposures, but I'm planning on being underweight on Harvick right now, assuming he's in the low 20s to mid-20s in ownership. So if that's the case, I will be underweight. If he's lower than that, I might be closer to the field. But still debating. I'm going to be anywhere from 15 to 25% on Kevin Harvick today. Jeremy says, I got 4 Doms in the same lineup. So I'm guessing you probably have, if you're counting Alex Bowman as a Dom, you could have Bowman, Keselowski, Blaney, Harvick. I mean, that's very easily, it's a very easy lineup to make today. And they all have lap leading upside, which if they work out, I mean, you're going to have a very loaded lineup, and you can get some pretty solid cheaper to mid-range drivers mixed in with them. Let's see. Kiko says, my first lineup is Blaney, Kyle Busch, Chastain, Brad Keselowski, Priest, and Suarez. I think that's good. I like pretty much everybody there. I would be surprised if I don't have the lineup in my 150 spread today. R. Stanley says, is there a core dominator? I would say Kyle Larson would be my core dominator today. He's the one I have the most exposure to. I would be shocked if Kyle Larson is not good at front at some point. He is very good at Bristol, and that's when he was in the 42 car. Now he's in the 5 car. We've seen the ceiling for Larson, and he's been good in this package this season. Good at Bristol. It's a very unique track. Usually the guys that are good at Bristol are usually good there pretty much each and every single time. So, I mean, yeah, sign me up for the Larson. I know he's expensive, but when there's 500 laps to run, I mean, I don't care what the prices are. If I think they're going to lead laps, I want them in my lineups. I'll make it work down low. Like, even if the guys down low don't smash, you can make up for it if Larson gets like 200 points. Joel says, Cash, Larson, Priest, Hamlin. Oops. Sorry, my chat went all the way down. Happens every time. It wouldn't be a CP stream without my chat going all the way down. Okay, Joel says, Cash, Larson, Priest, Hamlin, then Stumped. I'm right there with you. And personally, I know I said in my video, sometimes I make the video before I think everything out through enough, which, that's why we had a live stream and all the Patreon content. But I'm actually leaning towards going. I know I said I wasn't probably going to do this in my video. If I could fit, great. If not, I don't think it's the end of the world. But I think we can make it fit. So I'm planning on going Larson and Kyle Busch in cash games, just because I think they're going to be the 2 ISO dominators. And once you throw in guys like Corey LaJoie and Ryan Preece, it's actually not bad. Because you can throw in even I'm never sure if this is a word, but a tertiary dominator with a Brad Keselowski or an Alex Bowman kind of guy. Then you can get a couple 6K or 7K drivers, and I think it's fine. But in cash, I'm leaning towards Larson, Kyle Busch. In tournaments, I absolutely love Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin combinations. I think Denny Hamlin's going to be the guy that leads the laps early on. I know his teammate Truex is up there, and he's been super fast in his package this season. But he has a terrible history at Bristol. And I'm not one to really like to use track history too much, but Bristol is a very unique track, so the guys that struggle there tend to just keep struggling there. I think Truex will lead some laps at some point, which early on. I think he'll lead the laps early on, but I don't think he's going to be a top 5 guy today. I think Denny Hamlin's, if Truex is not going to lead laps early on, I know Hamlin does not have the preferred lane to start the race, which kind of sucks, so it might take him a little bit to get back up there, but I do think Hamlin's going to be a guy that's going to be a threat to dominate, especially early on and throughout the entire race. And I forget what I was saying that. What was I saying that by? Oh, Joel's question. Yeah, I think I kind of answered that for you. Robert says, what is your favorite cash lineup? I don't know, Robert. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out my favorite cash lineup, too. I mean, I kind of just talked about it, so hopefully that'll help you, like, in the direction. Like, I'm thinking Larson, Busch, and then take your pick between Alex Bowman and Brad Keselowski, and then the cheap guys like Corey LaJoie, Ryan Preece. Then I think you can get the idea of where I'm going. If you don't want to go double spend up with Larson and Busch, I don't mind pairing up with either Larson or Busch with a Denny Hamlin. And those are my 3 favorite dominators today. The 3 highest priced drivers. Dude says, hey Chris, you need to paint your headrest green. You look like Dumbo. I know, I gotta do something. Because it looks like the ears, yeah. I don't know what it is. Like, and I usually have the camera angle higher, but I'm in a new place. I don't have the thing I can rest the camera on, so I'm going to have to figure some things out, but I didn't have enough time yet. Still moving everything in. Why says all is good, man. Tonight might be a crap show, though. We'll see. I think we get lots of attrition. You know, I'm thinking we could because obviously it's a night race. It's Bristol. We usually see a bunch of wrecks at Bristol anyway. I remember, I can't forget if it was the first race at Bristol last year, like after COVID started, like in May, where I felt like half the field almost wrecked out. I think there was a big one early on, took out a bunch of good cars. Just some crazy stuff happened. And with this being a playoff race, I mean, things are on the line. Yeah, I think we could definitely see some attrition, which I mentioned in my video, actually. That's why I'm playing some of the scrubs, just in case, because if you play some of those scrubs, like Jim McLeod or Justin Haley or JJ Haley, it actually makes it really easy to fit in the Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson combinations, which, you know, if they lead 200 laps apiece and JJ Haley gets like 30th place, that could be optimal today. I think there's a chance that we could see a scrub driver optimal. Not saying it's the most likely thing, but it could certainly happen. We saw that at Dover earlier this season. I think Justin Haley was optimal at Dover, and, you know, expensive guys kind of crushed. So just kind of hedging my bets there in case we see something like that. Robert says, who's the best cash play under $7,000? I would say if you're going right under $7,000, Chris Buescher, but I really like the Corey LaJoie and Ryan Preece's down low to make the top dominators work. Jeremy says, any spots left? Oh, I'm glad you said that. Actually, we need to fill the contest, so I think we have like 35 spots. So I'll tweet the link out. So make sure you guys go to my Twitter, ChrisPennell16. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me. But I will tweet the link. We have 23 spots left. I was thinking it was like 30-something, so. Or maybe I'm bad at math. No, it's 32 spots. 33 spots. Okay. All right, so I'm going to tweet the link out. Jeez, I almost made a fleet on Twitter. I don't think I've ever done that before. Well, I'll copy the link. Anyway, just make sure you guys go to my Twitter, and it's tweeted. All right, it's out there. So make sure you guys fill it. About 30 spots left. And after this week, I'm probably going to make the contest size smaller, just because last year I remember I didn't fill the first NFL Sunday without NASCAR being on Saturday. So unless you guys think we can fill 100, but be a little bit careful there. Because if it doesn't fill 100, then it's not going to run. It won't resize the contest. Chris Davis says, had to ask my weekly cash question. Larson, Busch, Buescher, Custer, Wallace, and Preece. So I don't think that's bad. I personally prefer trying to get, obviously, Larson, Busch. I like Preece. But I would move one of those like mid-range drivers to LaJoie. And then I would try to get either like a Keselowski or Bowman. That's just the way I'm thinking most people are going to go for cash games. So it's kind of where I would lean. I don't think it's a bad lineup. I'm just saying what I kind of prefer a little bit more. What's up, Terry? Brandon Davis says, I may have missed it, joined late. What do you think of Truex fade? No problem at all. I haven't really talked about Truex too much. I'm not a big fan of him. I am not full fading the guy in 150 lineups. If I'm building a single entry or 3 max, I am probably not playing Truex tonight. It's just he is very bad at Bristol. I don't think that he can't dominate here. I think at some point he will have a good race at Bristol now that he has track position. Very fast in this package. He has the preferred lane at the start. I could see a scenario where Truex leads like 50 laps, which it's not even a lock for him to be optimal because there's 450 more, and if he obviously doesn't finish in the top 5 or anything, I mean, he's not going to be a guaranteed optimal, so don't be like too scared if he leads a bunch of laps early on. He still has to have a clean race because there's so many more laps to go. But I am underweight on him. I'm planning on like 10 to 15% on Truex. I did have 20% earlier, and I feel like that's going to be very even with the field, so I went a little bit lower on him than I was. Savannah says, congrats on Florida move. Thanks to you. Shared first in the 5K lug nut. Awesome. Thank you very much, Savannah, and that is awesome. Congrats on the share. How many people did you share with last week? But still, either way, great payday for sure. Kiko says, my second lineup is Bell, Kurt Busch, Dillon, Jones, LaJoie, and Larson. Thoughts? It's definitely more of a tournament build. I'm surprised that even fits. So you have Larson and Kyle Busch. Oh, sorry. Larson and Kurt Busch. It doesn't surprise me anymore. Christopher Bell and Kurt Busch are good tournament plays in my opinion. Austin Dillon. I am barely getting any Austin Dillon in my crunches. My projections just don't like him just because he's priced around guys that have potential dominator points. So I'm not getting much Austin Dillon whatsoever. So I'm assuming he's going to be pretty low, probably around 15% ownership would be my guess. I am underweight on that currently. I would like to get a little bit higher, but I might just have to live with being underweight on Austin Dillon because I'm having a hard time getting everything I want in. PMJ says, what's up, Chris? Glad to be here. Going to be a fun night. For sure, PMJ. Glad you're here as well. Should definitely be a fun night. Definitely a fun night. Fun day tomorrow, too. We got football coming up. Alan says, Chastain or Wallace GPP? I would take Chastain there. I think there's a lot higher ceiling with Chastain than there is with Bubba. The 4 might be safer with Bubba, but Chastain has legit top 5 potential. We've seen that the past couple weeks. He has a lot of speed in that car right now. Joel says, cash lineups hard this week. I agree. This might be one of the hardest weeks for cash games, in my opinion. Usually I have a very good idea where I'm going, and you guys usually send a lineup multiple times of what I'm actually using. Right now, it's kind of all over the place. I think everyone's starting with Kyle Larson, and after that, it's like, well, you could go 500 other ways, and it makes sense. Spread says, Bubba at 7,500. What is this? Oh, chat went down as soon as I was reading your message, Spread. Goodness. I'll never forget when someone said take a shot every time Chris says he lost the chat because you guys would be dead. Oh, man. Okay, I went up way too far. Someone just said, I'm like way far up in the chat, said NASCAR's way ahead of F1 right now. And yeah, I don't even watch F1. Never have. I don't really plan on it either. Especially since there's no fantasy for it. I mean, most of the fun from NASCAR is fantasy. Okay, I think I found it. Also, I saw Spread just donated. So, speaking of Spread, thank you very much. Tipperuski. Thank you very much, Spread. Hope all is doing well today. I do appreciate that very much. Every little bit helps when you're moving, for sure. There's a lot of expenses with that. Thank you very much. Do appreciate that. Never have to, but I do appreciate it. Don says, woo, first six-figure night I'm bound. Yeah, Don, which is also known as Shady, which you guys have probably seen the screenshots on Twitter or whatever on the YouTube that I have shouted out before. He's in the King of the Speedway tonight, and he's competing for $100,000 in the qualifier. So he's getting guaranteed money tonight, but he can win up to $100K. I think second place is it 50 or 30,000? It might be even lower than that, but yeah. So good luck to Shady tonight. Hopefully he crushes, represents the CP crowd well. So we're all rooting for you tonight. I know we've been talking back and forth all day, and it's been a struggle. Landing on one lineup tonight is very, very rough. Albert says, Operation Pay Off the Mortgage, cash game lineup, Larson, Hamlin, Keselowski, Chastain, Priest, and Yaley. It's a good lineup. Yaley scares me in cash games. The floor is very safe with Yaley. He's actually been a top 30 driver this season in this package. I believe it's a 4-race sample size. Like, it looks good. Everything looks good there. So it's just Yaley does scare me in cash games. I feel like the lowest I want to go is like the Corey LaJoie Ryan Priest combo. The thing is, though, then you probably have to drop off a couple guys, which I don't love. I mean, you could get Keselowski to Bowman and then maybe get up to LaJoie over Yaley. I think that would work. But yeah, multiple ways you can go there. Just Yaley is the only one scaring me a little bit. Also, someone else sent it a 5 dono. Appreciate that, Brian. I believe that's Heat fan in my Discord chat. Long-time member there, so I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Heat. R. Stanley says, I think Elliott wins this race. He's been very patient. I mean, Elliott's usually pretty good at Bristol. I believe Was it the second race at Bristol last year where him and Joey Logano got into it when they were both competing for the win? Or was that the first Bristol race when Keselowski won? Yeah, because the second Bristol race was in Keselowski won. Or, I'm sorry, not Keselowski, Kevin Harvick. Yeah, I remember that. I was very sad that day because I had a lot of Joey Logano, I had a lot of Chase Elliott. I was doing very well. And then did not end very well, I'll tell you that. It can change very quick. John says, hey Chris, same question as always. Who wins tonight? I would say either Kyle Larson or Denny Hamlin would be my picks. And I know Kyle Busch is the favorite. It's hard to bet against Kyle Busch at Bristol. I'm just going to give those guys the edge over Kyle Busch just because of how they performed in this package, and they're both good at Bristol, so I'll give the edge to them. And plus, Kyle Busch, you're not getting the greatest odds there anyway since he's the favorite. So, and I feel like any single time you can get Kyle Larson not being the favorite, it's usually some pretty good odds. But Denny's been sharp, man. I think Denny can go out there and win tonight for sure. Bourne says, any left for Kurt Busch? Yeah, I got some left for Kurt Busch. I'm actually, right now, I feel a little bit too low on Kurt. I'm going to up him up in my exposures. If you guys are members over there, you're going to see an update on exposures probably by 7:30. I think I'm going to bump up a couple guys down low. I bumped up Tyler Reddick earlier. I want to get Kurt Busch up a little bit more too. Because Kurt Busch is great at Bristol. And he's actually been very sharp so far in the playoffs. I know last week he wrecked, which I know it's only a 2-year sample size. So speed-wise, I should say, he's been sharp. Dude says, hey Aaron, consider joining Chris's Patreon. He gives you an extensive spreadsheet with all the info you would need, plus access to the Discord where y'all talk about NASCAR all week long. Yeah, appreciate the little advertising for me do, but it's very true. We have an awesome Discord, and not just NASCAR, everything goes in there. Like, I'll wake up at 7 a.m. just because I wake up early, and there's like 50 chats going on at 2 or 3 a.m. about nothing close to NASCAR. It's just a nice community over there. FB says, Penske stack, thoughts? I am not against that. Penske typically runs pretty well at Bristol, although they typically run well at a lot of tracks that we've talked about so far this season. They really haven't pulled through as much as they have in the past, but I'm a big fan of Blaney tonight. I'm a fan of Joey Logano because I don't think he's going to have much exposure, or I should say ownership, at his price point, because I would imagine Chase Elliott, or at least my projections would say that Elliott, Hamlin, Busch, and Larson are going to be much chalkier than him, so I like being a little bit overweight there. I like being way overweight on Ryan Blaney. He's very good at Bristol. Second lap sled here the past few years. Just has a lot of bad luck. And then Keselowski, DraftKings is just kind of forcing us into the trap of playing him at $8,600. Kiko says, my third lineup is Briscoe, Matt DiBenedetto, Elliott, Newman, Reddick, and Bubba Wallace. I think it's good. I don't really have much MDB whatsoever just because my projections are not putting him in there. I have to assume it's just because he is priced right in between guys like Alex Bowman, Keselowski, and Bell, who I gave Dominator point upside to because I do manual tweaks and I just don't see MDB with potential Dominator points, and the other guys around him I do. So probably not why I'm not getting too much MDB, but he will be quite low owned tonight. Probably around like 8 to 15% would be my guess. Nicholas says Larson and Elliott stack, pivot off of Joe Gibbs 750 package success and go Hendrick. I mean, I have some lineups like that. I have a hard time seeing the speed go away. Like, there's nothing for me to believe that the speed does go away just because they've been so good. Now, Kyle Busch has been a lot better in the 550 compared to the 750, but even then, he was fast past couple weeks. So I just have a good mixture of both. I do have some Hendrick stacks, though. Like, I like Chase Elliott a lot. I like Alex Bowman. I'm not in love with William Byron, but I do like Kyle Larson a lot, obviously. Hunter's message was retracted. I'm not sure why. I think he's at the Florida game, though. Is Florida winning yet? Because I was closer than I thought. I think it was like 16 to 21, right? Last time I looked, third quarter. Dude says, how low can we go? I think at Bristol, even the scrubbiest of scrubs, Half, Smithley, Yaley are potentially viable thoughts. I agree with you, dude. This is like one of the few weeks that I'm actually rostering scrubs. I usually X them out or put at 1% max, but I think I have like 3 to 4% McLeod, like 12% Yaley, and some other things just to make things work up top. MC says, would you play both Busch and Larson and hope they dominate? My plan is either that or a 4-down build with a couple of scrubs. If I'm building one lineup for like cash games, I am preferring the Larson and Busch combination. Kyle Busch, that is. I mean, those are the guys at Bristol, especially Kyle Busch. 5 top 5s the past 6 races here. And even last year when, you guys remember the night race last year where Kevin Harvick won, Kyle Busch went to the rear, I believe, starting in 9th place. And I was overweight on Kyle Busch heading into the race. Then he went to the rear, and, stupid me. I lowered my exposure because that's all I did last year, and it always bit me. So I've been stopping doing that for the most part this year, although Larson gave me a scare last week when he went to the rear. But, Kyle Busch went to the rear, came back up front, and was very good, obviously. So, and that's when last year when he was struggling, because if you guys remember last year, COVID Kyle Busch was a thing to fade each and every single week. But, doesn't matter. Every single time we're at Bristol, he's good. Even the Bristol dirt race earlier this year, he got up front, then he had dirt on his grill, I believe, had a pit. I believe he overheated. Man, I must be really behind in the chat because I'm just seeing these Hey Jules links or Hey Jules messages. That was a long time ago. Someone just mentioned the contest again. Let me see if it filled yet. All right, we have 11 spots. 11 spots if you guys want to join the contest. So if you're just now getting here, head to my Twitter, Pennell16. Follow me if you haven't already. Why not? I post like once or twice a week. And join the contest. We have an hour, so I don't think we're going to be in trouble of missing it. Kiko says, my last lineup is Amarola, very low in play there. Bowman, Busher, Custer, Hamlin, and Logano. Thoughts on this one, Chris? I think it's definitely a good leverage lineup because Logano is going to be the lowest owned dominator of the big group up there. And then Amarola is barely going to have any ownership whatsoever. I think I'm projecting him for like 10% ownership, and that might even be a little bit high in my opinion. Busher will be chalky. Custer won't have too much ownership. Hamlin will be decently chalky. So, I think that's a good combination there. Glenn says, hey, Jules. Hunter says, go Gators 28-23 right now. Are the Gators winning, Hunter? Are they actually winning? That's amazing if they are. Joel says, Cash, can you go... Or Spread says, so cute. I agree. She's adorable. Joel says, Cash, can you go Priest, Hamlin, Bowman, Yaley, Keselowski, and Larson? I don't feel great about having Yaley in cash games. The lowest I want to go in cash games is like the LaJoy Ryan Priest combination. And I know it's doable because I have a Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch cash game on him currently as a shell build without using anyone below Core LaJoy. Unless I don't think Ryan Priest is more expensive than LaJoy. It's the lowest two guys are Ryan Priest and Core LaJoy there. Spread says, good game, Bruin. I feel like I want to turn it on. I don't watch college, but I'm in Florida now, so I feel like I got to at least watch maybe a Florida game or two. R. Stanley says, good job, Chris. Your lady is smoking. I agree. She is quite beautiful. Aaron says, I sure hope not with Denny Hamlin because I completely faded him in Truex. I'm not there with you, Aaron. I am a big fan of Denny Hamlin today. I'm playing on him being my most overweight dominator, so we're a little bit different there, but one of us will have a good night. Just not sure which one it will be. Juliana says, glad I finally got to say hi to you all. Oh, yeah. She's been wanting to do that for a long time, but, we haven't been together yet for a stream, so had to do it finally. Boating the Elf says, which driver are you most over the field on? Well, I'd have to double check, but just according to my ownership projections, let me try to guess here without actually looking at the numbers. I would maybe say Denny Hamlin or... I would say either Denny Hamlin or maybe Chastain or Ryan Blaney. Blaney, Hamlin, Chastain, one of those three. I have to double check the actual numbers though, what I'm projecting to what I actually have. I'm trying to go off the top of my head here. But I do think these guys are excellent tournament targets. Eric, it says your message was retracted, so I'm not skipping your question. I just don't see it. Spread says, any MDB, Chris? I think I only have, 1 or 3% spread? I know you can check on the exposure sheet, but I don't have much of MDB whatsoever. He's priced on guys that have dominator upside, so with the 500 lap race, I'm not really chasing PD from a guy starting in, the teens. That's why I'm so low on Dylan and MDB there, because I want the ceiling guys, like Christopher Bell. He's got a high ceiling. He can get fast laps. He can get up front. Wouldn't be surprised. Brett Keselowski, fast laps and lap sled opportunity for him. Alex Bowman, same thing. Austin Dillon, MDB, yeah, they can get top 15s, but that's not going to take down a tournament. Wyatt says, will I punt be in the optimal tonight? I'm not sure, Wyatt. I'm thinking there's a small chance of it, Like I really do, just because the expensive dominators that we want are very expensive, like $11 some thousand. Usually we have like an 11K guy paired with like a lower 10K guy. Well, the two highest projected drivers tonight are both like $11,500. And if we see some wrecks and attrition, let's say Yaley gains 10 spots tonight, you can really make those 3-down builds work with a guy like JJ Yaley. So I'm thinking there's a chance for it, but we're going to need some attrition. Aaron says I have Kurt Busch on half my team, so if he blows it tonight, not going to be good. I mean, I can trust Kurt Busch. I'm actually looking to get my exposure up to him. I feel like I'm a little bit too low. I do like Kurt. I know my man Dude likes Kurt. He plays him every single week. But Kurt Busch is good at Bristol. And the past 2 races, he has shown speed. Obviously, he had some bad luck last week, wrecking out early on, but just means he had PD upside this time around. Robert says for cash, Bell, Blaney, Keselowski, Harvick, Bowman, Priest. Yeah, I'm going to need either. I really think you need one of, if not both, of Kyle Busch or Kyle Larson in cash games. Like, I know it's like a good mid-range lineup build there, but I mean, there's a chance you don't have any lap leaders. Like, I mean, yeah, I think Blaney's a potential lap leader, so is Keselowski, but I think it's a near guarantee that we see laps led from guys like Larson, Busch, or Denny Hamlin. I want at least one of those guys in my lineup for cash games. Cal says Busch Brothers, Chastain, LaJoy, Reddick, and Wallace. For tournaments, I think that's just fine. I think it's a very solid tournament lineup. I do like Tyler Reddick today at that price. I know I wasn't too high on him on the video, but that's how we do the live stream. Things have changed for me. And I also said I wasn't a big fan of Kyle Busch in cash games. Well, I didn't say I wasn't a fan of him. I just said I'm not sure how easy it's going to fit. But I'm finding it not too hard for him to fit in my lineup alongside a guy like Kyle Larson. Cubby says, are you drafting any Newman? I have some. I want to say maybe 15% Ryan Newman tonight. I like Stenhouse a lot more, though. I think there's more upside there. Dude says, Kurt Busch is playing for the playoffs and is a bit overpriced, so Kurt is good for GPPs as he might be a bit underowned and he has a good history at Bristol. I'm right there with you, dude. Right there with you. I'm just super excited for this race. I love Bristol. Bristol night race is awesome. 500 laps. Oh, gets me excited. And also, I told someone I was going to wear the Ryan Blaney shirt. I know you guys can't see it because of the new camera angle, but I had to wear the Blaney shirt today. Deshaun says, top place for DK. Well, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin. Down low, I like Corey LaJoy, Ryan Priest. Bourne says, y'all so cute. Thank you, Bourne. We try our best. Josh says, Bowman, LaJoy, Larson, Kyle Busch, Priest, and Reddick for cash. Reddick is the only guy there that makes me kind of... makes it a little iffy for cash games. The upside is there. I think Reddick is a very good tournament play, but there is risk starting in 13th. If you want to roll with that with cash games, I wouldn't hate it. Just know there's a little bit of risk there with Reddick. I feel like a guy like Stenhouse is a little bit safer. But if you can handle the risk, or maybe get up to Chastain, I'd feel good about that. But either way, I think it's fine. Joseph says, not all 3 in scrubs. You can do that. If you're pertaining to Hamlin, Larson, Busch, I probably have that somewhere. I have to double check my lineups, but I'd be shocked if I don't have one of those because I do have a little bit of exposure to the scrubs. So I'm assuming that's probably where I got those few lineups. Yeah, next one. I should have read your next sentence. You said Hamlin, Busch, Larson. Yeah. Brian says Leroy Jenkins. Dom says Dr. Flush play head-to-head DraftKings. If you want to, send me a head-to-head. I might accept it. I usually forget though. I told someone I was going to play them the last stream, and I completely forgot until after the race started. Brett says, hey Chris, hope the move went well. He went to the back. It did, Brett. Thank you very much. Not that I know of. No one went to the back. Duke will usually be on top of that for me during the stream because we usually don't get the information until I go live. So I would just wait for Mr. Wrenchman to give us any updates on anyone going to the rear. Savannah says, fill in your headdress with 1-2 Blaney. Good. I mean, there's something there. I know, look, you can see it like doing scribbles. I'm not sure what's going on there though. Brian says NASCAR. Yes, NASCAR. Although you've been killing NASCAR the past few weeks. Robert says for cash, Bowman, Kyle Busch, Larson, Yaley, Chastain, Priest. solid. Yaley scares me in cash games just because it's JJ Yaley. You're probably going to need a little bit of attrition there. Although he has been a top 30 guy in this package, kind of like around 27th, 30th place, which, starting where he is, not bad. Just for cash games, the upside is limited. Probably won't see him getting a top 25 or top 20 tonight unless there's a lot of wrecks and he happens to survive them. JB says, heck, your contest is one of the better now, DK. Hey, it's a fun contest to play in. It's funny, though. I think Blaney is always is higher owned in our contest than he is everybody else just because I think we all like Ryan Blaney here for the most part. All right, we have 6 spots left, so please fill this up. I also just saw that Doug Patton joined the Discord community on my Patreon thing, so if you're watching Doug, appreciate it. See you in Discord after the race. Or after the stream, I should say. Not after the race, during the race. I'll for sure be in there. Troy says, tournament, Bowman or Almirola? Oh, Bowman's a lot more upside in my opinion. I don't think Almirola would be a factor to lead laps today. JB says, hopefully you can just resize the contest from here out. See, the problem with that, JB, is that it has to be 20 people or lower for it to resize. So I would like to just set it at 100, see who joins. But I don't want to risk it not filling. So I'm thinking maybe 75 next week or 50. We'll see. I mean, would you guys still join? Someone just on my Discord just said Blaney's screwed. So I'm hoping he's not to the rear now. Double checking what my Discord says. Well, it's not loading for me, so I guess I'll just wait. Yeah, I'm sure I'll see it in chat if anything happened. Dude says, Stenos is the Leroy Jenkins of NASCAR. He could barge in and things up at any time. That is certainly true. That is certainly true. Oh, I keep seeing Blaney messages in my Discord, so I'm concerned if something happened. I guess we'll see, though. Nicholas says, how about Logano? I think Logano is a good pivot off of the chalk up top, just because he's very good at Bristol. One of the better drivers at Bristol. He's been a contender here most races. The problem is, I like Kyle Busch more, I like Hamlin more, I like Larson, I like Chase Elliott more. I wouldn't like Truex more, but do like Joey Logano in tournaments just because I'm expecting his ownership to probably be around 15 to 18%, which feels a little bit low. And he's also the cheapest of the bunch, too. Jules says, fire me up now. Gracias. What's up, Jules? If you're just now getting here, if you go to my Twitter, you can join. I'm not sure if you have Twitter, though. We have 4 spots left. I can try to invite you, but okay, I think I sent the invite. Dom says full. Is it? Maybe my thing didn't refresh. Ryan says, thoughts on Kurt Busch in tournaments? Kurt Busch is a solid tournament play. He is good at Bristol. He wrecked out last week. Maybe people will just look at the score and be like, well, I'm not playing Kurt Busch. But he's brought in a lot of speed so far the past couple weeks. It's just obviously didn't end well last week because he wrecked out early on. Brandon says, Bell, Bowman, Hamlin, Harvick, LaJoy, Reddick, single entry. Since it's for tournaments, that's fine. Obviously, there's some risk there with guys like Bell because he's starting so up front. Same with Harvick, same with Reddick, but it can definitely pay off, and I definitely like the Hamlin Bowman there. So I don't hate that in single entry. Would it be my favorite lineup? No, but sometimes the best lineups are the ones that don't look that great on paper. Kiko says, thank you for your helps and tips last week. You won me $5. Oh, awesome, Kiko. Hopefully you can make that $6 this week. So, awesome job. Savage says, how do you feel about JJ Yaley? He is my favorite scrub play. That's including guys like the Garrett Smithleys of the world. That doesn't include Ryan Preece's or Corey LaJoy's or guys like that. I'm talking like scrub drivers. He'd be my favorite. Dylan says Larson might be a little bit overrated tonight. I am not insanely overweight on Larson. I am planning on being 5 to 10% overweight in the field on Larson. I like being more overweight on Hamlin than I do Larson, but that's just a price thing mainly. But, Larson's awesome at Bristol, and it's hard not to like him, really, because he was great in the 42 car. Now the 5 car obviously has a lot more juice, and he dominated Dover earlier this year, led over, I want to say, 250 laps, somewhere, was it 279, I want to say, something like that, and Dover's kind of like the bigger Bristol, if that's what we want to call it. I hate to compare any track to Bristol, but I'd say it's probably the closest we got. Same aero package as well. Daniel says Larson, Hamlin, Bowman, Chastain, Preece, LaJoy for cash. Yeah, that's fine, Daniel. I think that looks pretty good. I believe I hand-built that once and was like, yeah, I could probably pass this for a cash lineup. Kevin says, Haley. Yeah, asking about Haley. I mean, he's okay. The problem is, I feel like he's going to finish right around where he starts, but he might need some attrition. Robert says, I feel like tonight Keselowski is going to do something very stupid. I feel like that's most nights. He does something very stupid. Wouldn't surprise me. Adam says, Chris. What's up, Adam? Got the invite to your DK tournament. Let's get this bread, brother. Yeah, let's do it, Adam. Looking forward to it. Did we fill it yet? Gotta fill it to actually do anything. Alright, we have 3 spots left. 3 spots. If you're just now getting here, there's 3 spots left in the contest. Go to Twitter, join the link. Make my life easier. Matthew says, Rowdy and Larson, GPP too risky? No, that's not risky at all. That's like probably the safest combo you can get tonight. Am I fading Byron, Amir asks? Not really fading him, but I am underweight on him. I am underweight. Not huge. I don't dislike Byron, but I don't like him either. He's like one of those, like, yeah, if 150 lineups, yeah, I'm gonna play some Byron just in case he turns into the old William Byron, but it has not been pretty the past few weeks, that is for sure. Chris Davis says, sorry for another cash question. No problem, Chris. It's over here. Ask all your questions you want. More questions, the better. Struggling this week. Bush, Larson, Bowman, Busher, LaJoy, Priest. Just worried about leaving 900 on the table in cash. Thing is, though, that looks pretty good, to be honest. Like, I love Bush, Larson. I like Bowman a lot. If you don't want to leave 900 on the table, you could move Bowman up to Keselowski. And that'd probably be a very popular lineup tonight. Terry says, who's the top 3 dominators? Top 3 price drivers, in my opinion. Bush, Larson, and Hamlin. Chase is going to be in the mix as well. Deshaun says, top values, Priest and LaJoy for me. Robert says, Bama might lose, guys. Are they the ones losing? I mean, I'm all for upsets. I was making fun of Hunter earlier, saying I don't know why you're going to the game. They're going to lose anyway, but I'm all for an underdog win for sure, especially in the new home state. Thoughts on Chastain as Adrian? I love Chastain today. I think he's one of the best German players in the entire slate. I love the speed he's shown the past couple weeks. Chris says, if you put as much work into Xfinity and trucks, you would make a killing, help with all those moving expenses, maybe even buy the girlfriend something nice. Oh man, I couldn't even imagine doing Xfinity because like literally all day since I got up at 8 a.m., I've been just doing non-stop content stuff. I went to the pool for like an hour to rest because you obviously need some break during the day, but I've been just non-stop. Football, baseball, gosh, I could not imagine even doing Xfinity trucks whatsoever. Maybe when there was no other sports going on, sure, but not right now with a bunch of everything else going on. Plus, the demand for it isn't a lot anyway. Like, I don't think anyone really cares about trucks or Xfinity. Especially with now NFL on, which takes over everything. Kevin says, Mount Union Cup, D3 school, great football program. Yeah, that's where I went to college. Mount Union, right in Alliance, Ohio, where I'm from. So, yeah, my girlfriend's cup, actually, I just stole it. I didn't bring the mason jars with me. I don't know what I'm thinking. Forgot the mason jars. So I now have plastic cups. I'll have to go buy some mason jars, although they're not the ones I like. Probably because they're classic ones in my house. Rhythm Peace says, Penn the man. That got you, Rhythm. Nice to have you here. Albert says, how does Bell, Blaney, Keselowski, Chastain, Bowman look for big field GPPs? If that looks good, who could I finish lineup with? I was thinking Stenhouse or Suarez. Yes, that looks very good. And I would say Stenhouse there. I also look very dark here. I might have to open up a blind. John says, anyone going to the back? Not that I know of as of right now, although I am behind in the chat and people are talking about Blaney, so hopefully nothing got screwed up there. Hunter says 31-23, 9 minutes left. Is Florida in the lead? Are they the ones winning? I don't know. I mean, I could probably look it up on my phone. I guess that's easier than asking the chat when I'm 20 minutes behind anyway. Oh, shoot. Yeah, Florida's down 2. 2 minutes, 3 seconds left. That looks like Alabama's ball, though, so... Ooh, that's exciting. Let's see. Kevin says, a guess of how many drivers finished in the lead lap, Chris? Oh, geez. I was saying earlier in Discord that we're going to have Kyle Larson as the only driver in the lap, and then at some point he's going to lap himself. So we'll see what happens. Probably not many. Like, depends on how many long green flag runs we go. If we don't see many wrecks, I mean, we could see like under 10 cars in the lead lap. So it's just going to depend on the attrition, really. And I guess we'll get a feel of that once the race starts. We'll see how racy these guys are. I'm assuming they're going to be quite racy, but we'll see. Philip says, Corey LaJoy. Love Corey LaJoy as a cheap option just because of the price tag, really. And he allows me to fit in the expensive guys up top. Glenn says, smash the like button. Yeah, really does help me out. Do appreciate it. Hunter says, Bama can't live in the swamp too loud for them. I know Hunter's at the game. Edwin says, who will be higher owned, Bowman or Keselowski? I personally have Bowman projected slightly higher owned than Keselowski just because he's a little bit cheaper. And I think him winning Dover is going to bump him up a little bit too because it is a similar track to Bristol. Deshaun says, you playing 2 or 3 dominators? My lineups are like littered with 2 to 4 dominators. Like I'd say probably mostly 3 if you're counting the Keselowskis and Bowmans and those kind of guys as 3 doms. Or as a dom to make it 3. Because we have 500 laps. There's going to be multiple dominators here. I don't think we're going to have a guy like Larson come out lead 450 and call it a day. Kevin says, how and how much? I'm not sure what we're pertaining to here. Let's see. Did Kevin ask something earlier? I don't remember. Eric says, talk me out of Smithley for GBP. I'm not sure I even have to do that. It's Garrett Smithley. Don't play Garrett Smithley. Don't do that to yourself today. I mean, if you're building 150 lineups, yeah, make one Smithley lineup. But if you're building 1 to 3, why would you torture yourself like that? Don't do that. You're going to ruin your night. I mean, yeah, it could work, but... Kevin says, for your race, you mean my contest? It's like $3 to enter. Although I think it might be filled by now. It's filled, so thank you to everyone who joined. If you're just now getting here, it is filled, so. Kevin says, Getter's down 8. Yeah, I must be behind because now they're down 2. Robert says, for cash, Kyle Busch, Larson, Hamlin, Half, Priest. I'm not playing Quinn Half in cash, Robert. I think in cash you can go like 2 big doms and then... I think I need to get some light in here. Not sure if that'll help or not. It looks a little bit better. JB says, thanks for the info, Chris. Good luck tonight. Thank you, JB. Wish you the best of luck. I'll see you in Discord in a little bit. Y says, how you feeling about Kevin Harvick? I'm planning on being underweight on Harvick. It's really hard trusting 2020 Kevin Harvick. It really is. So I'm not going to be too heavy on him. I am playing him, but not a lot. Although I do know the optimizer does like him a little bit tonight. Just mainly because of the price. And probably because it's just pulling in from stuff what he did last year at the Bristol night race. Jay says, hey, what's up, Jay? Roger says, 2 or 3 dominators in cash. I personally prefer going the 2 high-end dominator build than maybe getting like a Bowman or Keselowski in for your mid-range dominator because they can be potential dominators, and then some cheap guys. Phil says, who do you think will be the biggest dominator tonight? I would say Kyle Larson. If it's not Kyle Larson, I'll be shocked, but if it's not, I would say it's probably either Busch or Denny Hamlin. MC says, would you factor in guys who are in must-win situations doing something mad or not? It's certainly possible. It's just hard to know what the human mind will do. I'm not in their car. I mean, yeah, they're probably going to be aggressive, but that can work in your favor. It could also work in a negative way where they're too aggressive and they just screw the race up. Edwin says, Keselowski Bubba or Bowman Chastain GPP? I would go with the second option there, mainly just because I like Chastain a lot more than I like Bubba. Kevin says 2 in cash makes sense. I agree. Newman or Busher for cash? I would go with Busher there. Baldy says, per Bob, nobody to the rear. That's good news. Makes things a little bit easier. Dude says, no doubt I Kurt Homer. No, for sure. Bubba says, this live? It's live, Bubba. He says, who is Boogie on DraftKings? I don't know. Who is Boogie on DraftKings? Dude says more profitable than being a Mets and Jets homer. Oh gosh, that's a terrible combo there, dude. Truly is. Joseph says, thoughts on Yaley? Yaley is my favorite scrub driver today. Favorite scrub driver. Franchise Field says, Briscoe or Jones? I slightly lean Jones there just because he has a great history at Bristol. I realize this is not the car he used to be in. Definitely a big downgrade there. But Bristol's a unique track, and I think Eric Jones can maneuver his way around to a decent finish for where he's starting. Rhythm says, liking Chris Elliott at all? Oh, Chase Elliott. I was like, what? Yeah, I like Chase Elliott. I would say, in terms of my ownership, like exposures, I would say he is fourth in line of the big drivers. So, yeah, I like Chase Elliott tonight. I know I haven't talked about him too much. It's just, I mean, there's so many guys to talk about. I do like Chase Elliott, though. Very good at Bristol. JP says, don't see anything regarding Blaney. Heard all passed earlier. And then I don't know what they were talking about in Discord. Gave me a little bit of a heart attack there. Franchise says Haley's been good with his used car. Haley has been solid relative to his equipment this year. I don't hate Haley. Or, did I say Haley? Well, either, same goes for Haley and Haley. Sound the same there, mix myself up. David says, what do you think of the next year's race in the Coliseum? I think it should be interesting. I still miss the clash being at the Daytona Oval where we saw Eric Jones, like with half his car just completely trash, winning the race with his teammate Denny Hamlin a lap down to a win. That was awesome. Like, absolutely awesome. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I know it's a very small track. Should be interesting. I'm willing to see how it works out. It's better than a road course. I'll tell you that. Rhythm says, Hamlin, Elliott, or Busch Bros for GPPs? Well, I mean, price might be an issue there, but I'll take Hamlin and Elliott. Although, that should be pretty close in pricing, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, I would go Hamlin, Elliott there. I think there's a lot more ceiling. Sean says, Heidi ho, any changes in starting positions, Chris? Hello, Sean, and no, I don't believe so. I think we're all good to go. At least that's what the chat is telling me, and I believe the chat. Ryan says, all drivers past tech, no one to the back. Something wrong says, hi, Chris, sorry, I just woke up, got to finish my coffee. No problem, man, you're in the Philippines. I don't know what time it is there, but I think it's like, 12 hours behind, so I appreciate you even getting up to watch the stream, man. Mark says, sorry if you already answered this, been watching UFC. No problem, Mark. Hopefully UFC is going well for you. Who's your two favorites under 8K for GPP tonight? I would say Ross Chastain, I like a lot in tournaments, and then Tyler Reddick is up there for me as well. Sean says, and what is up with the likes? Hit that like button. Well, these streams aren't going to be as big as they are on Saturdays, plus we have other sports going on. I get it, but I do appreciate the people that are stopping by right now. Chris says, good luck, Chris, and everyone else. Going to be a race to remember. Number 9, baby. Hope it is, Chris. Hope it is. And I wouldn't mind some Elliott tonight. I do have a good chunk of him. I am going to be pretty close to the field in terms of ownership, but slightly overweight more than likely. Slightly. Hey, Chris, Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, Matty D, Reddick, Stenhouse, LaJoy for tournaments. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to have a lot of low ownership guys there with Reddick. I don't think Matty D will have much ownership whatsoever. Kurt Busch, too, so yeah, don't mind that. Something wrong says race yesterday was good, really intense. I think I saw but didn't AJ Allmendinger like win it sideways or something crazy like that. Matt says, are you going to do any NFL streams? I might. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure, to be honest. I like someone to get on there with me, but we'll have to see. But obviously doing a bunch of videos for it. I got the Core Plays video going up at 9, which the 49ers kind of screwed me up last week, so we won't have to talk about that. Ayuk, gosh, got 0 points. That sucked. But overall, it was actually a pretty solid week. Looking forward to next week, or I guess tomorrow. Should definitely be a very fun NFL slate. Looking forward to it. And the Browns don't have to face the Chiefs, so we should have, hopefully, cross my fingers and toes, hopefully an easy win versus the Texans. 12.5 point favorites. Should be a big Chubb game. Let me check the Bama score. You guys seem to care about that. Let's see. 31-29, 43 seconds left. Alabama, 3rd and 5. So I feel like this is a very pivotal point of the game here. I'm not sure if Florida has any timeouts, but I guess it could get pretty good soon. If I get a defense, I'll keep it on my phone here. Let's see. Evan says, single entry GPP, Bowman, Chastain, or Keselowski and Bubba. I think I answered that, but I go with the first one there. Bubba says, have you ever won a GPP? I won like 6 lug nuts last year, which pays 5K up top, or sometimes I did 10K up top. And then I won the Chrome Horn a couple years ago, which is the $4, whatever it is, 20 max. So, yeah, I've won several. But last year it was like a complete heater. I won like 2 weeks in a row, one on my birthday, but like had like 5 or 6 lug nut wins. It was awesome. John says, hey Chris, who wins, buddy? I must have missed it earlier, but I said either Kyle Larson or Denny Hamlin. Kyle Busch, obviously, but he's the chalk answer. He's the favorite, so I mean you can play him too, but I will go with Kyle Busch or Kyle Larson. Or I'm sorry, Denny Hamlin or Kyle Larson there. Sean says, Kyle Busch, Hamlin, Blaney, Custer, LaJoy, and Yaley. I think it's a strong tournament lineup. Can't really complain there. I really need to get a ring light because it is like super dark in here. I can try turning on a light, but I'm not sure how good it would work. That's a little better. Dude says we don't need you too radiant, Chris. Kessler, Bowman, and Cash? Oh, that's the tough question. I was hoping no one would ask that because I'm having an internal battle with myself. I think Bowman will be higher owned if you want to go that route, although I do find myself landing on Keselowski more often. Jay says, the top 2 must own in GPPs, Chris. Well, in tournaments, I think Ross Chastain's a very good target. I don't think he's that much ownership whatsoever. I also like Denny Hamlin a lot. Ryan Blaney is a good play in tournaments. Eric says, Optimizer isn't letting me edit. What's it not letting you edit? It was working for me just before I got on the stream, so you'd have to let me know. I don't know if you messed up the settings or if you mean exposures. Just go to the max exposure thing, like on the right. I guess that's what I'm going to call it. Then you just double click in there and you can put in your numbers. But if not, let me know. Send me a message or something. We can get that fixed. But it was working for me just fine. And Jalen says Larson, Chastain, or Hamlin and Kurt Busch. I go with Larson and Chastain. Marquis says no, they're losing. 4th and 2 with 4 seconds left. So I guess Florida's kind of screwed there. Good game though. Weren't they like 14-point dogs or something? I forget what Hunter told me, but good battle by Florida. SSG Trom says Logano. I think Logano was fine. Thanks to tournament play. He's going to be the lowest one of the bunch up top. Thanks for these live streams, Penn. Yeah, no problem at all. Do appreciate everyone stopping by. It's probably going to be the last one of the year. Obviously, we're starting back up for Daytona. Early Clash, which is not at Daytona anymore. But yeah, it's been fun all season long. Obviously, the videos will be here every single week, but Football Sunday on. I know next week's race, I believe, is on Sunday night at Vegas. And, I mean, we'd have to do a live stream right during the heart of a football games. And, I mean, everyone's watching football, so. Eric says, why so high on Stenhouse? I know the past few races for Stenhouse at this track have not gone well, but it's mainly just due to bad luck. Like, the guy has actually had some pretty strong performances at Bristol, and he's been very solid in this package so far this year, and he's starting 23rd, and he's only $7,200. Like, he's a very good value play in my opinion. Marquis says Kurt Busch, fine turn of play, not huge on him, just because of the price point. I'd rather play Blaney, but I don't hate Kurt. Dude says Stenhouse' boomer bust has top 10 potential tonight. Exactly, for the most part. Bubba says, do you max on our GPPs? I do, Bubba. Deshaun says you like Suarez. To a degree. I mean, that 6K is kind of littered with just like solid plays just due to the price tags. And Suarez, I mean, he's got top 15 upside pretty much every single week. The RCR cars, I mean, they should be able to perform well tonight. Austin Dillon's really expensive, but I like the price points on Reddick and Suarez a lot. Something Wrong says a few minutes before Bristol. For sure, we got 30 minutes? I'll probably get off here pretty soon. You're welcome, Joel. Stenhouse or Buescher for cash? My projections would say Stenhouse. Dave says, not sure if you mentioned this, but who was the cheapest driver you'd roster on DraftKings GPP? For GPP, Yaley, I mean, I have some like Quinn House in there and 150 max, but tournaments, I would say Yaley, and cash games like LaJoy. Brett says, if I may give a suggestion, a Sunday morning live stream that covers NASCAR and a little NFL would be pretty prime. That would actually be pretty fun. I'm not sure how I'd title it, NASCAR and full stream. I mean, we could maybe just do a Sunday stream next week. We'll see. I'll get a feel of what people want to do. Because I like hanging out with you guys. I'm like last year when I stopped doing the streams for Football Sunday, I was quite sad. I always enjoy these. YouTube Rhythm, thank you. Jay says, Bubba or Reddick last man on GPP? Oh, give me Reddick. He's got a lot more upside. Sean says, do a live football takedown, Chris. Or I guess you mean probably stream or breakdown, whatever. You can do. I might, Sean. I don't know. We'll see. And football is a lot more saturated than NASCAR. We'll see, though. Because there's so many people doing streams at that exact time. I know some of you said you'll definitely stop by, so I do appreciate that. We'll see, though. We'll see what we have planned. Sean says, how you like the Chevys tonight? I'm hoping they do well. I have a good chunk of the Chevys, especially Kyle Larson. But I think I caught up to the chat, so if no one has any other dire questions, I'll do my last edits on my lineups, and I'll probably get out of here and then get ready for Bristol. 7:45 lock time? I believe so. Yes says Cash. Chase or Logano? Give me Chase there. American Disadiro Bold says, nice, thank you, my man. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. All right, I think it'll be pretty. What's your ownership on Keselowski or Blaney? Both guys are out in the mid-20s. Blaney closer to 30. I'm going to do a re-edit, though, so things might change a little bit from what I just talked about, but I don't think anything will be too crazy. I did want to bump up a few guys, which might mean I downgrade a few guys, but I don't think anything's going to change too drastically. If you guys are on Patreon, you can see the updates on the exposures tab. If you guys want to hop in the Discord, I don't just cover NASCAR. We do pretty much everything in there. So if you want to join, I personally think one of the best Discord communities out there. Like $10 a month. You want to check it out. But I think that'll be pretty much it, guys. I will get out of here. Thank you guys for sticking around all season long. Obviously, the videos will keep coming. I'm not sure we're going to do any more NASCAR streams. We might do a Sunday stream that covers football and NASCAR. We'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, if you guys want to get a hold of me, social medias, Twitter, Discord if you want to join there. It's the easiest way to get to me. I'll always respond in there. Yeah, appreciate everything, and I'll see you guys next time.